The news story was saying that more recently, former US President Donald Trump's comments on Russia causing more Polish nationals consider having a second home abroad.
Also, what I read in the same article is it's saying that also the household income of the Polish households is going up. So that, of course, combined with the situation that's going on right now. Spain is, of course, a very attractive country to invest in and to move to.
It is a Thursday. Every other Thursday, we talk to Romy at Villa Lux on Bay Radio International. It's our new feature. We look a little bit more in depth into the property market here in Spain and the latest stories around selling, buying, owning and renting property here in Spain. So whether you're thinking of moving, just moved or lived here for longer, the new regular slot here is for you. How you doing, Romy?
I'm good.
Excellent.
We're back again.
Good to see you. So, been a busy couple of weeks from what I understand.
It has been, yeah. I was thinking just before this, like these shows, they make me realize how fast time is going. Because every time I'm sitting, I'm like 2 weeks again. I can't believe it. Yeah, I've been quite some busy weeks, especially this week. We got our new colleague, Emma. She started today, Monday this
We were
week.
looking at that, weren't we? We said last time that you were looking for a marketing and sales assistant, so Emma's fitting the bill.
She is, yeah, definitely. So we're very happy with it. So she's going to focus more on our social media strategy and also sales support. So, yeah, like I said, we're very happy. And, yeah, what else will we do?
Well, the procurement of property seems to have been going quite well as well. You're listing more, aren't you?
Well, it's only Thursday, and this week we took on 4 new listings. So, yeah, no, it's going well. It's coming more on the market, which is a good sign, and actually quite some interesting properties. So we've got, for example, a very nice, like a luxury 5-bedroom villa just under 1.1 million in Atsubia. We also got 2 properties that are actually a bit on a lower price point. One 4-bedroom panoramic sea view villa in Balconamar for 699,000 euros. So it still exists.
Great view from there too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. And then we got also an apartment in Benitatxell, modern apartment for 199,000. So they're all going to come on our website next week. So yeah, if anybody is listening and is interested, just reach out to us.
Properties right across the board, which is a good thing actually as well, isn't it? That there are different types of properties coming up.
Yeah, oh sure, yeah. So it's good. It's been some good weeks.
All right, we've also been looking at some of the stories that have been making the headlines. Moody covered this in our news the other day about the Ukraine war pushing Polish people to buy homes in Spain in record numbers now.
I know, yeah. I saw the article and it's basically what it's saying is that, in 2019, out of all foreign buyers was 1.6% were Polish, and right now we're in 2023. That number has risen to 3.6%. So that is,
quite a substantial rise.
Exactly, it's an increase, and of course we read these stories. It makes sense, of course, with everything that's going on right now as well with Russia and Ukraine. But we actually see that happening too in our office. I think I was just talking to you about it. We got, of course, the rental department. Also with rentals, we see a lot of people moving here. And trying to find property. So, yeah.
3,118 properties that Poles bought in Spain in 2023. And also they tend to pay cash, we understand.
Yeah, so a lot more than other nationalities. So we got the figures here. So it's, let me see, where is it?
65%, I think, were on people who chose apartments or flats, and 35% for villas and houses.
Yeah.
But not mortgages, just bringing the money.
Just bring the money. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's just something that happens, of course, and it's this wave. And what they're saying is there's been 2 waves. So one was just after the war started, and then another one in February.
I like the quote because basically the news story was saying that more recently, former US President Donald Trump's comments on Russia causing more Polish nationals consider having a second home abroad, and calls quite a lot coming into various different estate agencies whether they could come quite quickly within 3 days and view a property. So it just, when when he speaks, things happen in this way, in a positive way for the property market in Spain. But of course, today as well, we've had that tit for tat going on between Poland and Russia, where Russia's deputy foreign minister was responding, basically warning that NATO's nuclear weapons facilities will be targeted if they're deployed in Poland, because Poland's president said this week that the country would be ready to host the nuclear weapons of NATO allies in response to Russia moving its nuclear weapons to neighbouring Belarus. So it just seems to ratchet up a little bit. But I wonder, if that will also have an impact on the inquiries that you get from Poland, as it seemed to have been on a number of these news stories recently.
Yeah, and I think also what I read in the same article is it's saying that also the household income of the Polish households is going up. So that, of course, combined with the situation that's going on right now, Spain is, of course, a very attractive country to invest in and to move to.
Yeah, they've certainly, actually, yes, you're right. They overtook Spain in terms of average household wealth. But over the past 3 decades, they're saying that Poland has experienced what's known as an economic marvel, seeing its GDP increase tenfold nominally, sixfold when corrected for the cost of living. So that pretty much means that they're doing better than most people at the moment. So hardly surprising then that you've seen that increase in Polish buyers in Spain.
Yeah, and also to me, because we're always talking about Dutch and Americans and UK nationals, so it's quite refreshing to have another nationality as well. So no, it's good. It's good. The more people come in this area.
Yeah, the Brits, the Germans, and the French are still way out in front, and in our particular area, the Dutch. But yes, Poles certainly are starting to buy quite a few more properties along with other nationalities here in Spain. We've actually got a question from the Netherlands. And I'm sure we might get one from Poland at some point, but over the past couple of weeks, it just seems that that's the way it's been going. Ellie and Hendrik, who've been in Havia recently but live in Eindhoven, thinking about buying a property in the Havia area, they say that they use the Idealista portal a lot in searches, and they're wondering why quite a few of the properties appear multiple times on that portal. Why is that?
Yeah, I always have to laugh a little bit when I get this question.
Come up about 3 or 4 times.
Not because it's a weird question, but because it is quite a strange situation, and it's something that we're quite used to around here. But if you're from another country, just it's like the Netherlands, you're like, what is happening here? So the reason for that is that there's quite some agencies around here in Havia. We all know that. And here, a seller, they can list their property with multiple agencies. So you're not, like in the Netherlands, how it works is you want to sell your property. You assign one agent that you've picked because of various reasons, and they market your property, and that's the way it goes. But here, they can do it with 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just how crazy you want to make it yourself.
So it's not, you don't have that same sort of exclusivity. I think in UK, if you don't do that, then there are some financial recompenses you have to do if you go with more than one agent.
Yeah.
So, but here, as I understand it, actually, the agents will share if they between the two of them have a property, a buyer and a seller, then they'll just share the you won't have to pay twice. That's
exactly.
what I'm trying to say.
Yes. So it's collaboration. So what happens a lot, because all the agencies, or a lot of agencies, of course, publish their properties on Idealista. When they list the same property, you see duplicates.
Right.
But where that's coming from, and that's quite an interesting thing, because let's say 20 years ago, the internet wasn't as big as it is right now. People would actually go physically into offices to see if there's any properties for sale. And then, of course, if you think about it that way, it makes sense to list your property with multiple agencies, because you want to have your houses in as many offices
by
as possible.
Many people, yeah.
Exactly. But now, of course, as the internet has become so big, and actually it's becoming to have more like a negative consequence than it is a positive thing, because so many times people see like 4 or 5 times the same house on a portal, sometimes even with different prices.
That's
and
what I
they
was going to come
think,
to. Yeah, why is sometimes a different price? But again, I think that's then because it's been listed by different people, and if somebody changes somewhere, not everybody updates their site in time.
Yeah, or the seller forgets to communicate it to all the agencies.
Right.
So it just, it makes the perceived value of the property go down sometimes a little bit.
Might be a little sneaky on some sellers' parts, because if they have the lowest price, then the others are all a little bit higher. They might get the call rather than the others. But
I think the good thing is, well, from a seller's point of view, is always to understand that we collaborate anyway. So, just pick the agency you want to work with, and anybody can offer it. However, but that's the answer to the question. That's the reason why you do see sometimes duplicates is because of that, because multiple agencies can list one single house.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. Now, we've seen in the past the Spanish government offering large amounts of money to people to move to rural areas. We all know that basically there are lots of places inland in Spain, whole villages that are empty now, and the government's trying to, build things back up a little bit. Their latest thing, it's not a whole village this time, which I have seen for sale, for something like 250,000, including post office, garage, and all the rest of it, but just totally uninhabited.
I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
I like the idea, however.
That's true. Yeah.
But their latest offer is in Catalonia. The government there offering up to €40,000 to renovate rural properties. People love that sort of thing, don't they? That's happening a lot anyway.
That's happening a lot anyway, yeah. And it's actually, it's two-sided. First of all, of course, it's not so densely populated. I think Spain is the second least densely populated country in Europe, correct me if I'm wrong, but of course we got the coastal areas, we got the cities, a lot of people live there because there's work, but you've got this big, large inside part of the country where there's just, not much. Yeah, and of course Catalonia, they saw that happening. It's actually quite smart because they want to force people to kind of forced to stimulate people to actually take that step and maybe look into these more rural areas. So yeah, they give 20 to 40,000 euros aid to people that buy rural properties or empty properties in those areas.
And it's limited up to a limit of up to 6 properties.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not that you can just buy, let's say, 10 different properties and just cash in. No, that would be something.
Well,
else.
I was reading yesterday how a couple have quite a lot, about something like 4,000 properties listed on Airbnb, and they're just making a bomb from that. But obviously government money isn't limitless here, but certainly a good idea. And we do see this sort of what they call reform of properties happening right across Spain, don't we? And there are some bargains to be had, actually, if you're good at doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, and especially, we notice it here as well, because, of course, we're always talking about it. Javier prices have gone up a lot, but it's kind of like, people notice that, and they start looking a little bit more inland. So whereas before when you would tell somebody, you can just live 45 minutes from the coast, I'm not going to live there, it's so far away. But now they actually start price range becomes so much more attractive.
And it's quite a big difference actually in price. Yeah. For the price of an apartment here in Javier, you can actually get something like a 3-bed villa with a pool. Again, not too far away, 25 minutes, half an hour inland.
And we're probably quite some land as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's... Yeah, the differences are just becoming bigger and bigger.
And there are some lovely communities inland as well. Again, a mixed European and other nations populations too.
Yeah. Sometimes I go to Jalón, for example,
Indeed.
And that's not as much inland as, of course, the places we're talking about in this article.
But certainly the prices are quite different between here
different.
and there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, sure. And there's also like a big, like a Dutch community over
Indeed.
there. They're everywhere, I feel like, at this point. But yeah, no.
We're not sure how there are many people left in the Netherlands
I always
at the moment.
say, everywhere I go, I see them, I hear them. I'm like, this shouldn't be. Yeah, I don't know how it's possible.
They can't all be following Max Verstappen around the world. So half of them are doing that. Half of them are buying properties in Spain. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I even saw a few during the Chinese Grand Prix last
absolutely.
weekend. I was like,
always there.
Yeah.
They're always on hand wherever he is, and he's just cleaning up again, isn't he? So,
yeah.
So on the website, on the Villalux website, there are quite a lot of things to help you decide, make your mind up, and work out the best things to do. And if somebody's thinking about selling their property, I noticed that it says in capital letters, "We have clients ready to buy," and book a free valuation. So that's there for anybody who just wants to find out whether it would be viable for them to sell and what they might get for their property. Yeah. And you have people ready and waiting.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have a database of people looking to buy. So that's, we have them ready. They're just waiting for that perfect property that fits their criteria. And yeah, like you're saying, we do offer free and non-binding valuations. So there's a lot of people, and we we understand that as well. That might be in a situation. I mean, they might be thinking like, okay, all these, talking about the market and it's good, but what can I actually get for my property? Because I bought it, let's say 10, 20 years ago. Of course, it's changed a lot since that time. So we will actually come out, we will have a look at the property, we do some homework, we compare it to other properties in the area, and then we will come back with a price that we think that's realistic to put it on the market for. And then it's up to that person, the seller, the owner, to decide whether to do it, yes or no. Because, of course, it's their property. But what we want to do is really inform, and then with that information, they can make a good, well-thought-out decision.
Good to know, though, that the market is quite healthy. So there are more people wanting to buy than there are properties that are coming up. But properties are coming up on a regular basis.
It's leveling out a little bit. So that's good as well, of course, because it's not great when you have let's say 100 buyers looking for, and you only have 5 properties to offer them. But the market is good. I think it's quite resilient around here in this area.
Check out the properties on Villalux at www.villalux.com. You can call Romy or Max on 965 794 059. And you can stay on top of all the latest developments, of course, on living here and owning a property in Spain. Joining us on our Bay Radio International slot here, the Villalux Property Update, twice a month. You can also find us, of course, on Bay Radio and Villalux YouTube channels and our websites and social media. And any questions about anything you've heard today or anything else on the subject, then contact us via our WhatsApp, 684 455 844. You can email studio@bayradio.fm, and Romy will bring you the answers in future programmes.
I'll do my best.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers.
You.